over the years, we have solidified ourselves as a show that brings stories of ordinary South Africans who do extraordinary things to the fore. We have shared stories of success, of triumph, of tribulations, but what's more important is that we also get up close and personal with these change makers to get the know-how. I am Pule Mulebatsi. You guessed it right. This is Stories Untold. Today, we venture into the world of entrepreneurship once again, but also empowering and uplifting the learners, as this is indeed our very first show of the year 2023. Now we are joined by our featured guest today, Khethi, who will be sharing with us how he ventured into entrepreneurship without higher learning education. Let's go straight into that story.
So basically why I started the business is because in South Africa I felt that young people couldn't get the right information at an early age, and I thought of different ways how to do this, especially information about careers, that in most cases young people want to be musicians or artists because that's what they see every day. So I wanted to create a platform where young people can get information at an early age. So I named it School Media because it's media in schools.
Khethi Ngwenya is an internationally acclaimed entrepreneur, and one would not believe that this journey started when he was only 12 years old. Today, he is a managing director of School Media, a lucrative advertising business.
I founded the business in 2010, just after I left school. I've always wanted to be in business. It was my main focus even during schools. I always looked for different opportunities, different services I could offer or products I could buy and resell. I used to go with my aunt to her shop, and there where they sold hair products. In December, they used to sell fireworks, and then one December I managed to get an opportunity to be able to run the store myself independently at a very early age. And so that's when I started learning about, formally having a business. I was almost, you can call me a vendor by then, that's where I learned quite a lot. And that's during the school holidays. I didn't get to play with other kids because from then, that's all I enjoyed doing, going to the shop and earning and making money and being able to speak to people, because when you sell, you get to engage with people and you talk to people, you get rejection, you get to see how people are, others are happy, and others, when they need something, they get very excited, you know. So it's always nice when you can give somebody what they are looking for.
Two people who remember very well where this entrepreneurial journey started are Khethi's aunt and childhood friend.
He's always shown that he's worth more than just the average life. So on that, I could see that he was going to do something. I didn't know what it was, and we didn't know how big it was. I remember in school, when we were in school together, I remember coming past his class and he was like, "Jared, we're going to take over the world, my brother." And I remember that so clearly. And back then I was like, yeah, we're going to do something. I suppose then I didn't realize just how serious he was. But even when he was younger, selling sunglasses on the streets, like, he was always busy doing something. So I always knew there was something great about this person. I could see he wasn't one for working for someone else, but he'd rather work for himself. And that showed with a lot of the things that he did. He was always trying to move things on his own.
Khethi sa rata ho tsamaya le nna. Ke motho a na rata ho dula ntse a nlatelletse ka mo morao. Ai mama ke batla ho tsamaya le mamkgolo ene re lo sebetsa. kaofela and ke batla o nrekele bosuthu a njwetsa re mamkgolela ke batla gore a se ke hodile ke be businessman ke batla go apara disuthu and ke batla gore batho ba ntlhomphe so every time a ke tsamaya le yena Khethi re ya ko Dobsonville ko mosebetsing Khethi o tla apara sutu ya hae nako go mo mo Dobsonville ne re rekisa bo di hair products e le di phone re faxa ne le motho a dulang a le serious and a le strict by then I sebetsa ko Dobsonville ne re sa hlole re dula ko Mfolo together bona ne ba dula ko Brackenhurst so nana ko ne ke dula Marathon ke travel from Marathon to Dobsonville a fihla late ona nkwatela Khethi re why ke le late ya no munyane kana ko
Yeah, you guys discussed it today. Not yet. We'll
This successful business Khethi runs is unique, and he is particular about the clients he attracts.
We are in a niche market, so we're very restricted, so no alcohol, no pornography, no cigarettes, nothing that can, nothing that's for kids under the age of 18 that we can promote. So we're very limited and restricted, but the whole point of the business, it's not just for marketing, it's to get the right information to young people. So we always encourage different brands when they do work with us, not to just have an advert, but to create a messaging or have a sponsored message or run a fun activity for the kids as in a competition.
Welcome back to Stories Untold. Today we continue with our featured guest, Khethi Ngwenya. In this particular segment, however, we focus on his philanthropic side because he's passionate about empowering a boy child through his campaign, What About a Boy Child? He's also very passionate about creating anti-bullying awareness messages in school through organizations such as SABC. Let's see.
One of the projects he has taken under his marketing company is the What About the Boys initiative.
I want you guys to understand that you guys have one another as men, as friends, to depend on.
With What About the Boys, it's a campaign that we're running with Prime Stars. It's protecting the boy child, sorry. Previously, there's always been a focus on the girl child. Take a girl child to work. A lot of initiatives have been focusing around females. So Martin Sweet, who's the founder of the program, then came up with the concept to say, let's not only forget about the boy child. Let's not forget about the boy child. Let's also let's start focusing on the boy child now.
You need to understand that most women, it is potential for both women and men to practice the same.
isession namhlanje ingibonise kahle ukuthi i-GBV imeleni and ngivule ingqondo ukuthi abantu besifazane kumele sibabonge and kumele siba-respect during yonke lento abasenzele yona because ngabe kungasabomamisi ngabe most of us asikho la.
In my own understanding, into eyenza ukuthi kube ne-GBV la eSouth Africa konke ama-province is ukuthi if amadoda anama-problem awakwazi ukuthi athole someone closer kunabo or maybe a family, cousin, maybe best friend ukuthi bashare ama-problems bakabona they take female is ukuthi yibo abantu kumele baphathe everything la endlini so bakhiphela stress and bad actions on female.
How's the environment like school? Uthola ukuthi injani ama-jintani yakhambisana kahle right or kune-stress ukuthi kumele ukhiphe nalaba angazuthi bahafuna kwenzakalani la esikoleni thela?
Hayi amajita la esikolweni ayathanda ukulwa mara bona Mayibona umuntu eshaya intombazana abayiyeki nje kanjalo. Yeah, bayamshaya umfana so yeah, so abajita are right nje wona.
Getting the right message to the youth is something that Khethi is passionate about, and it is also the backbone of his marketing business. I Am a School Fan is one of the biggest campaigns that Khethi and his team are working on. SATU representatives let us in on how this relationship started.
In 2019, SATU had its Congress, and when we sat there representing 260,000 educators, we found that there was one common issue, one common problem that they all were saying that this is affecting us negatively, it is demotivating us, we actually feel dehumanized, our dignity as education professionals is not being taken seriously. So they blame it all to violence within the school environment. That is now when we came up with the I Am a School Fan campaign. And in us coming with the I Am a School Fan campaign, we then had to have a relationship with an organization that we believed is very familiar with the space. Because as SATU, we are there in the school as education workers, mobilizing and organizing education workers. But now there is also a certain audience that now we need to find creative ways as to how we interact with it. That is the learners, that is also the parents, which is where then a school media came into the picture. They then said to us that, look, we've got a one-stop shop solution. And it was precisely what SATU also was looking for, because our obsession was sustaining the conversation for 5 years against school violence.
The principal at one of the schools that adopted the I Am a Fan campaign had this to say about the message that this campaign carries.
The billboard carries a very important message, a message of awareness of anti-bullying, so that learners and all of us as educators become aware about anti-bullying. We've had a number of incidences where learners have actually dropped out of school because of the issue of bullying. But I'm grateful and thankful to Khethi for supplying the school with the billboard, so that learners then become aware and then they know the steps that they need to take in terms of reporting the issue of bullying, and also identifying the bullies. How do you then identify to say this learner is a bully and all that? So the issue, that billboard brings an awareness to the learners.
Welcome back to the show. Now that you know the backstory of our entrepreneur today, Khethi Ngwenya, we thought in this particular segment we should ask the men to impart words of wisdom to our matriculants who just completed school, and they're also looking at venturing into an unconventional road of success.
Khethi's story shines the light on the possibilities that young people have after matric, over and above the traditional way of achieving success. We asked the Teachers Union representative if our education system is ready for such change.
All of us were coming to the same diagnosis in terms of where do some of our socioeconomic problems come in. And that is unemployment, that is poverty, that is inequality. And obviously the entrepreneurial approach becomes one of the ways in which we can mitigate against the circumstances. The best, comparatively speaking, the countries that have got a similar anatomy to South Africa, what they have as a common characteristic is how they make space for entrepreneurs to thrive within their environment. Now, our education system, for instance, we always believe, and we've always said it as SATU, that our education system is actually designed in terms of the curriculum to just deliver workers. So it's about delivering the loyal worker to that company, who will then work to produce without even questioning things. That is how our system is designed. We now start with saying we actually call that as being in a value chain that seeks to produce human robots and not the creators of wealth themselves. Now, what we are saying as such is that very firmly, we need to start having an entrepreneurial approach to how we see our curriculum. Now, when you see an individual, a young man like Khethi, who started from an idea from scratch to come to the level whereby now he can even confidently say that I am implementing some of the most critical campaigns in this country.
Khethi is all proof that it is possible, and his record of awards speak to the hard work he has invested since the age of 12. To name just a few, at 17 years old, he was elected CEO of the Young Entrepreneurs of Soweto. At the age of 25, he won the Radio 702 Small Business Awards. In 2017, he was listed on the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30. Just recently, he traveled to Moscow in Russia to receive the BRICS International Entrepreneur Award, and he had an opportunity to present his business to world-class entrepreneurs.
So this was an initiative with the teacher unions and the police services and the Department of Basic Education, because a lot of learners in South Africa, some of them bully each other. They bully each other until the point where they end up committing suicide, or others vandalize schools and even bully the teachers. Children cannot be hit. You can't hit a child in South Africa because you'll get arrested. In Russia, I was receiving an award for top 100 BRICS entrepreneurs. So it was a conference, the BRICS Business Forum, which was held in Moscow. And there I was able to present my business and also receive an award on behalf of my business for being one of the top 100 BRICS entrepreneurs.
None of those accolades has caused this successful young man to forget who he is to those who have been a part of his journey.
So I think Khethi as leader, he's a very supportive leader. He's there when we need him. As a team, he's always there, ready to assist, ready to lead his team in the right direction. He is also a team player, so it's all about following his lead in a positive way, and he's a very, very positive leader. He lives for kids, and the projects that we work on is very important to him, and it comes with love, and that's what he pours into his team.
What would you say is the nicest thing about working for Khethi?
He's cool, he's funny. It's nice working with him. He's always there for everyone. He's always there to support. He's always there to make sure that everyone is okay. Overall, I think he's a cool guy and he's a cool boss. I think everyone would love to work around him.
As the class of 2022 await their matric results, Xolani Fakute helped us look back at how far this class has come.
The class of 2022 is probably the most special class ever since the dawn of democracy. Now, they had to deal with a rotational timetable, for instance, which means from grade 10, they spent a significant amount of their time jostling behind just finding the balance. Now, this is the most resilient group by far.
Khethi had a special message for the class of 2022.
You don't really have to just think about fun and all relaxed. You can go to the library, you can look for things to do. I really believe we need to start encouraging volunteerism through communities, in schools. Young people need to look for places where they can volunteer. I think the wrong perception is that everybody wants to earn money and start making money. So I think young people shouldn't rush to make money. They should go to organizations, not ask for a job, but ask to volunteer. And that's where you can build your work experience that people will require. So even if you volunteer for a year or something, it's better than playing with your friends and just going out with your friends and having fun. If you go out there and use that money that you're going to buy that Coke or lunch that you're going on with your friends, and you use that to go to that job where you can get experience and you can further your life, we'll be able to change society, and and you'll be able to be exposed and learn other things. Then you can see where you fit in life. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, I'd like to take the moment to encourage you to share your stories with us. We are on Facebook at Stories Untold SABC. We are also on Twitter at Stories Untold SABC. We know for sure that there's plenty of incredible South Africans with even more great stories to share. So go ahead and share those with us. Who knows, you could be our next featured guest. From myself, Lemo Lebati, and the rest of the phenomenal team of Stories Untold, it's a goodbye. Until then,